one thing that I one thing that I always think about when I think about, marriage and miscarriage and what Dominique and I went through with our heaven baby Avaya is the fact that I feel like us women, like, yes, we are the ones who have our babies in our womb. Yes, we are the ones who gave birth. And a lot of us feel alone in that. But at the same time, I think from a lot of the women that I've spoken to, we forget about our man. And we're looking to our man to be the rock. And we're looking to him to kind of do everything. And we put a lot of pressure on them unknowingly because we feel so weak. And they're like, well, we're the weaker vessel, as the Bible says. We're more emotional. We're tired. We're going through this grief. And I really need my husband right now. But I think we do a disservice to our husbands when we forget that they just had a pregnancy loss too. And my husband said this earlier in another video we just made. He mentioned how the baby wasn't inside of him. So one thing that he mentioned that I never even thought about was the fact that with our heaven baby, with our earth side baby, Kavai, he was able to talk to her inside of my womb the whole entire time. And like when I had a miscarriage, he's no longer able to do that. And just something simple like that. Like I never thought about that as a woman. And this is a year later now? And I'm just like, dang, babe, I never even thought like that. But that's how men think. And I think we do a disservice when we don't try to get into our man's mind. When we don't go on behalf of our husbands to the Father and be like, Lord, can you give me insight onto what my husband is going through? And I'm not saying we're being selfish because we're grieving and we're going through something. But I am saying we need to be more aware that we are married and going through miscarriage at the same time. And I don't want us, from a lot of women that I've spoken to, and even some things that I personally went through, I felt like a lot of the time, I don't want to talk about it yet because I'm too hurt, I'm too bruised. And he's just like, baby, I'm here for you. I'm like, but it's not you, it's me. And we push each other away, or I was pushing him away, unknowingly trying to protect myself from someone I don't need to protect myself from. And I think it did a disservice to him and allowing him to grieve and get some things off of his chest that he was feeling. So also, and for men, like my husband said before, be able to go to the Father on behalf of your wife. You are supposed to cover us as your women. You're supposed to get the mind of Christ about us. You are supposed to love us, and we're supposed to submit to you, and we're supposed to love each other and submit to one another. Yeah. Make sure that your wife is not alone. There are so many women that I've spoken to who feel like their partner isn't there, or they grieve differently, so they don't even see their grief. It's kind of like, okay, my husband was like he said earlier, a lot of men think okay, on to the next thing, okay, all right, we're through it, we're done. No. She's stuck there. And you left her behind because you're trekking forward and you expect her and you're trying to drag her along, and that's not going to work because you're not acknowledging her pain and where she is. Right. So make sure you go on behalf of your wife too. Don't neglect the wife either. Make sure you get the mind of Christ about your wife and what she's going through and how you can best support her, because she needs you too. But women, we don't need our husbands to be God for us. They will never be God for us. They are not source. God is source. So yes, we can lean on our husbands in a healthy way, but we cannot expect our husbands to cover our pain, to heal our wounds and all that other stuff. That's not his responsibility. That's between us and Christ. That's it. Jehovah Rapha is his name, not his name. Yeah. So let's remember that. And let's not count our husbands guilty for not being able to properly cover us from things that we never revealed to them. If we don't communicate, they won't know. So also go on behalf of yourself as a woman and say, God, I don't want to talk about this. Something I did. God, I don't want to talk about this with anybody. I just want to, I don't. Anybody I know, I don't really want to talk about it. I don't want to get in depth of it. I don't want to talk about it. But give me the insight, because I know I need to talk to my husband about it. I don't want to, but help me.
The word says, my favorite scripture, Romans 12:2, do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And in this case, men, don't conform to the pattern of this world. Don't conform to your own pattern and just move on from it. Or just think, she doesn't want to talk about it. Let me not continue to go to her and check in to see how she is. Mm-hmm. You're just conforming to the pattern of this world, basically just putting something under the rug, and then it could come up later. be transformed by the renewing of your mind, because the transformation is not going to come and you're not going to step out into the next thing yet until your mind is renewed. And your mind and her mind, you have to know her mind and know where she's at before all the transformation and stuff can happen. So then in our situation, I kind of feel like I led in the wrong way and just conformed to the pattern of this world, that we didn't deal with it sooner than later, go to the Father sooner than later, and then spent too much time just, wait a minute, we haven't dealt with it. That's part of the reason why we haven't moved on.
The Band-Aid. You know, we talk about the Band-Aid. Like, we have a huge wound and we put a Band-Aid on it. Like, okay, let's keep it pushing. No. Yep. You got to invite Christ in. Make sure that thing is not getting infected. Make sure you've actually cleansed it. Make sure you've actually dealt with what's going on. Then he can put the bandage on it. But don't you slap a bandage on it, because you don't know what you're doing. You ain't the healer. And one thing I wanted to say before, when he was speaking, that's why I touched him, because I wanted to remember, was it may not be that your wife doesn't want to talk about it. You may get that perception, but she doesn't know how.
Exactly.
She doesn't have the words to articulate. Though that's what I was going through. I was like, Jesus, I don't know even what to say to him. But it's so crazy, because when I get on and I talk to my sisters, my Miracle Mama sisters, it's easier to speak to them because they're going through the same things. I'm able to just let it flow and let it go. But for whatever reason, I had this spiritual blockage within me where I didn't feel comfortable enough letting God do the same thing with me and my husband.
Yep.
All we have to do is apply the principle of let God do it. That's it. Like, it's us. We're the vessels that he just wants to walk through. We're the vessels that he wants to float through. All we have to do is let him.
Yep.
It should be very easy to talk to our spouses, but it has to come this way. It can't be one party just going here all the time, and it can't be the other way either. Y'all have to come together. That's the important thing.
So men, create that space to be able to be talked to.
That safe space, yeah.
That safe space. So.
Yeah, no judgment. Don't judge her for how she feels. Let her feel however she feels. Feelings pass. They come and they go. But that's your wife forever. You made a covenant. And same things, women. Let him feel how he feels. Like, he said something, I don't even remember what you said, but we were talking about something and I was highly offended. I don't know what he said. But he didn't mean any malice behind it. But I just took it like, poof. Like, he just put a dagger in me. And I was like, oh my gosh. But I wasn't taking it from the lens of he's not being malicious. He's expressing how he feels. Give him the space to do that without you taking on offense. We can choose to be offended or not. That's our choice. Release it to God. Okay, God, that hurt. I don't like that. That felt like a dagger. Acknowledge all of that. Give it to Christ, though, and don't be offended by it, because he needs a safe space to talk to you, too.
Right.
He's going through it, too. It wasn't just your baby. It's y'all's baby. Okay? That seed came from him and was planted in your womb. He is just as much a part of it as you are. He just didn't carry the baby and give birth. But spiritually, that's the Father. Naturally, that's the Father. Always will be. So let's not neglect our husbands and what they're going through too.
It's still here and then there. So if I tried to go talk to her the first time, she didn't want to talk. It's not just that's the only time. I'm done.
Come back.
Come back.
Come back.
Come here first, then go here. As many times as it takes.
Yeah.
Maybe daily.
Yep. Because either party can be building walls that they don't even know they have.